Good afternoon, I'm Dr. Elligan, a clinical psychologist in Chicago, Illinois, and this is Everyday Psychology. Today we're going to speak a bit about a book that I wrote that came out in 2004, Rap Therapy, a practical guide for communicating with youth and young adults through rap music. Quite a few people have been asking me to do a segment in this Everyday Psychology series on rap therapy since I wrote this book. So rap therapy is basically the use of rap and hip-hop in psychotherapy to help children, youth, adults who are influenced by rap and hip-hop to have some sort of change in the way of thinking, behaving, and feeling, especially if rap music has been having some sort of negative impact on their way of interacting with the world. So there are lots of examples of children and students who enjoy listening to rap music and idealize the rap icons, dress like them, speak like them, think like them, and engage in the world the way that they think that these media symbols engage in the world. And they don't quite understand that oftentimes that this is simply theatrics. Alright, so rap therapy came about several years ago, probably 16 years ago now. I was working at a community health center in Boston, and part of the work that I was doing was outreach at a public school that was across the street from a housing project. So it was a very urban school. Many of the students that would come in to see me were people who were having, or children who were having behavior problems, primarily some conduct disorder, oppositional defiant disorder. Now, these are common behavioral problems that children will display. And when the children came in to see me, it was very challenging for me to figure out, how do I communicate with these children and encourage them to have behavior change when they don't have any interest in actually even speaking with me? So I had to form a relationship with them and sort of begin to speak their language, and that really was the birth of rap therapy. Because oftentimes these students would come in to see me reciting rap songs, dressed in their favorite hip-hop gear, pants sagging, graffiti images on their notebook, and that became a topic for discussion. So as opposed to just jumping right into why they were having these behavior problems, we began to talk about something that was familiar and comfortable for them, and it gave them an opportunity to educate me. And by educating me, they felt that I was speaking to them on their level. It improved our relationship, and then down the road I was able to challenge them to deconstruct some of the lyrics that they were listening to, and we got to a point where we could change their way of thinking. We'll get to that in just a second. But that was the birth of rap therapy. I then wrote a short article that was published in the Journal of African American Men. A truncated version was published in Harper's Magazine, and then we put together this proposal that was published by Kensington Press in 2004. So, going back to the goal of rap therapy is really about incorporating rap and hip-hop, as I mentioned before, into therapy. So the first thing you want to do is an assessment. Determine, is the person that you're working with, or if it's your child, a nephew, a stepson, whoever it may be that you're communicating with, are they influenced by rap music? So we call that an assessment. And that's a very simple process where you simply ask, what are some of your hobbies? If they mention that one of their hobbies is listening to rap or hip-hop, you may inquire into why they like the particular artist that they enjoy listening to. And that's the assessment process. From there, you quickly jump into building a relationship, and that's simply discussing with them their interest. So if they're interested in a particular artist, you talk to them about that artist. You ask them to educate you about that artist. You get to know that artist through their eyes, and that helps build a relationship with them. After that relationship is built and they feel that they trust you, you can begin to challenge them to deconstruct or be a little bit more critical of the lyrics that they're listening to, and inquire or ask them, do these lyrics influence your way of thinking? Oftentimes they'll say no, but you may encourage them to think a little bit deeper and look at how they may dress the way that the rapper that they enjoy listening to dresses, that they may speak the way that they speak. And then that opens up a whole new dialogue where they can begin to have some insight and recognize that these rappers are having an influence on their way of thinking and their way of behaving. Once you get to that point, and that usually takes a couple of weeks, you can begin to encourage them to write a rap song or write a poem or get engaged with some sort of artistic, creative endeavor that allows them to express to you how they can use the rap music or the hip-hop to change some behavior that's interfering with their happiness or their satisfaction. So if they're having difficulty in school because of behavior management issues, you may encourage them to write a rap about how they can manage their behavior better. And oftentimes they don't recognize that they are coming up with these new strategies themselves because they're doing it through the medium of rap and art, which is something that they enjoy doing. And then once you get this process going, you just want to maintain it. So you continue to have them write raps or poems or rhymes about how to manage any of the difficulties that they're having, and that is rap therapy. So, as I mentioned before, you want to do an assessment, you want to build a relationship, you want to deconstruct or help them become a bit more critical about the lyrics they're listening to, encourage them to do some writing to find solutions for whatever it is that's ailing them or troubling them or causing some difficulty, and then you want to try to maintain the progress that you've made, and that is rap therapy. Once again, I'm Dr. Elligan, this is Everyday Psychology, and today we're talking about rap therapy, a practical guide for communicating with youth and young adults through rap music.